I knew something was off, like, when a place gives you chills in the broad daylight. There is a reason why people say, trust your intuition. I wish I hadn't came here. I wish I had given a veto on that decision. I am not really a traveler. My friends call me the perfect definition of a couch potato, and I gladly agree. Home feels safe, predictable. Even the darkness has made a friendship with me. Living world scares me more than the dead ones, to be honest. And there's a saying, do not disturb if you don't want to be disturbed, and I follow that by heart. I'm a nonchalant person. Actually, I'm more of clueless, and my cluelessness comes off as nonchalance because I don't try to get clues on stuff either. You see, I live a very simple life, almost boring but most peaceful, and if you knew the value of peace, you won't judge my life either. So when Jesse called me up for a tour to some small town called Morthlands, my first reaction was, but who on earth has the power to turn down their best friend? Not me, at least. So I agreed, and I'm not sure if I regret it. However, I'm certainly not glad for agreeing either. We called Lisley and Amelia on this small tour too. What's in there anyway? I asked, sitting on Jessie's bed watching her running around her room packing this and that. Oh, I didn't tell you. This town in France has this beautiful small town near small hills with small waterfalls. Is this a small town? Yes, I said that before. No, I mean everything small you say. She paused for a second or two and slapped my back hard as I grinned. You menace. Anyways, there's a haunted spot too. Now that one sounds good. It's just a spooky house. Nothing much. It's called Morthland's Mason Hante, just those haunted houses we go to for amusement, not real hauntings. I see, said I. Mom texted me to buy some onions on my way back. Jess, if we're going on a tour to France, then why this small town? Plus none of us know French. I low-key know you're an idiot, but I still had hope, sissy. And of course, I received a smack before an answer. I choose Morthlands because that's a trending spot on Peachy these days. Plus we will check out Paris later too. I've taken an extra week there. Miss Influencer, I said, rolling my eyes. I stood up from her bed and said, well, see ya. This tour better not suck. I'm giving up on ice cream and binge-watching drama too. Eat French baguette, croissants, quiche Lorraine, buff bourguignon, confit de canard, and many more. And you're getting a free trip to France. Yes, this is a sponsor. So stop complaining now, potato. I looked at her, amused. How do you even know all that? She winked and said proudly, I study too, all right, Miss Historian. About a week later, us four met the Terminal 3 for international flights. I was just chilling, sitting at the departure lounge after the bag check-in, snacking on whatever I found there. I had taken a vacation of 2 weeks from my college, and my yearly vacations were unused too, so I did not have much trouble on that part. The flight was of 9 hours. We landed at 11 p.m. in the Charles de Gaulle airport. After going through all proceedings, we were on our way to Morthlands by a car Jess' sponsor hired for us, and it took around 3 hours. The car pulled over near a grand hotel, looked pretty ancient. It was around 4 a.m. Everything was dark around. Jess was walking like a glamorous zombie. Good Lord, Jess, wake up for 20 minutes, idiot, said Amelia. We went inside, something felt off, and the first thing that caught my attention was this foul smell of fishes and meat. You know what this means, right? Ghosts. Hello, did you zone out again? Lisley said, waving her hand in front of me. Oh, sorry. Do you smell decaying protein too? I asked. I didn't smell the area really. Lyle started sniffing. You look doggish, Lise, I said, looking at her. Lisley gave me an annoyed look and I smiled. The driver from behind came and said they are taking the cart of animal protein out. That was the foul smell. We looked at a guy who was wearing something to cover his nose, taking away a plastic full of stuff, you know. Cannibalism, I said. Driver looked at me, profoundly astonished, then realizing it was a joke, burst out laughing. No, no, miss, this place has a very good reputation. I'm sorry, ma'am, but we do not have any more vacancies here, said the receptionist. But we are here on a sponsor. They said they have bookings on Hotel de la Couronne here. See, she showed them the contract for the sponsor. They had some talks among themselves in fluent French. I was low-key glad that they had no vacancies here. This place felt off anyway. Yes, ma'am, our apologies. We do have a vacant suite of 4 rooms and a common room. The bellboy will help you get settled. Here's your keys. Please wait for a while, your room shall be prepared, said the receptionist. Shit. What now? What happened, Dione? Asked Amelia. You look pretty. Sad. Oh really? It's nothing, haha, let's go. 7th floor, suite 786. It was a 4 rooms connected like in a flat with a common room in the center. The numbers didn't feel right. This place didn't feel right from the beginning. Even in the daylight, it didn't feel too good. My view from the room I was assigned was pretty. It overlooked the shore of an endless sea. This was the only good thing, I guess. We slept till 9, we're grown-ups now. Slept for 4 hours is no big to us. We plan to visit the beach today. You didn't tell me about the beach, I said to Jess at the breakfast table. I forgot that part because we're literally staying at a beachside hotel. People tends to take things of easy availability for granted. Yeah, right, I said. Stop lecturing me, potato. All 4 of us laughed. We enjoyed a little at the beach. I came back sooner than them all. I wanted to read the books I found in the common room of 786. When I was walked near the hallway, I heard some of the bellboys speak, pointing at our suite. I couldn't understand, so I planned to record it and translate it with some translator later. I walked out of the place where I was slightly hiding, and the boys panicked at first and then normalized, probably remembering that I didn't know French. When I went into the common room, the books were misplaced. I couldn't find the history book I'd seen before. Did someone enter this place? I don't know. I was the first and last to be in and out of here. I blamed it on my poor memory. In my shock, I had forgotten about the translation plan. I read a book till lunch, slept a bit more after lunch, and at around 5 p.m. I went out for a walk with Amelia. Leslie and Jess wanted to watch a movie. Isn't this place pretty nice? Said Amelia. It is indeed, except for the hotel, I said. You don't like it. It's not that, it's just, our suite kind of feels off. Miss Historian, you're just overthinking all right. Don't worry. Am I? Totally. We were in a conversation when a woman between old and mid-age came to us and said, Bonjour, je ne vous ai jamais vus par ici. Vous êtes en visite. I said, sorry madame, we don't know French. She paused, laughed a little, and said in her French-accented English, Oh, my bad, I should have known. We talked for a while. She was an English teacher in a school at Morthlands for around 32 years. We talked a little about our place, and the sponsor Jessie received, and that we were staying at Hotel de la Couronne *. She paused a little and looked at us and asked, which suite? Me and Amelia looked at each other, and then I said, 786. She stayed silent. After a while she said, if they can't change the suite tomorrow, go to another hotel. This was a warning, wasn't it? My unease came back. I didn't even want to go back to our rooms anymore. Meet me tomorrow here, I'll tell you why, she said at last. But why not today? I urged. She looked at me, smiled apologetically, and said, You have to spend the night here today. It is better you hear it tomorrow. I was silent on our way back. Amelia looked worried about me. Look, Di, we found a new cafe that's pretty popu. Hey, what's wrong? Jess said. Some old lady warned us about this place. She didn't even tell us the reason, said Amelia. Ha, stupid nonsense. Guys, just don't lock your doors when you sleep, in case anyone gets scared. Potato, you seriously don't believe in those, right? Said Leslie. Jess was laughing. Do I believe in that? I don't know. I think I am in a middle place. I do think there's something. I do not know what, and I do not want to know either. Don't joke. I'm feeling pretty tired. I'm in my room. Call me at dinner, I said and retreated into my room. The shores looked beautiful in the moonlight. It was a pretty night. Was this room soundproof? I could barely hear them. I sat on the bed with a pen and paper. I had just remembered that conversation I recorded. I sat there to translate it. Google Translator, and the sounds were barely clear. It roughly translated to, "He shouldn't have done this. They were innocent touristers. I guess money can take away one's humanity." Hasn't this been the truth across all timelines in existence? Mostly, who do we complain to? We are the same here. We need the money to live. Or else I'd have told them to go away myself. Hope they are safe tonight. My blood went cold. What on earth were they saying? I zoned out again. When I was back into the world of living, I looked at my phone. The dial pad was open. When did I open it? I don't know. 786. Our sweet number crossed my mind. 7PQRS8TUV6MNO. Is this a coincidence? RUN. The dial pad translated the number. The translation of our sweet number to a real-ass warning was a coincidence or not. I don't know. But I know my hairs were standing up all over my body when I read it like that. I ran out of my room. All the warnings and my gut feelings, it had been true all along. I knew I shouldn't have come. Hey, seriously, is everything all right, Di? You look so very shaken. Did something happen? Jess said worriedly as she came running towards me. I was sweating. Jess, please, let's change this hotel. Please, I beg you, I was babbling. Hey, calm down. All right, let's talk it out in the morning. I'll talk to my sponsor, all right? Don't worry. Calm down, Jess was comforting me. Amelia was drying my sweat with a towel and Leslie was fanning me with a paper. All right, I said. You can sleep in my room if you want, Di, said Amelia. No, it's fine. No problem, I'll be fine, I said. I really can't share rooms. It's just one night, right? I'll keep some salt with me. It'll be fine. We went down for dinner. The ice had melted what was formed by my paranoia. I joked as usual. So far, the good part of this trip was the food. Then came the long-dreaded time to sleep. Just one night, I told myself. G-night, guys, I said. Jess looked at me and said, "You'll be fine by yourself." Yeah. Call me if you need. And don't lock the door, she said. We bid each other goodbyes and went into our rooms. I did not lock my door as she had said. I would have kept my lights on, I should have, I know. But I can't sleep with lights on. And if I'm asleep, I won't feel the fear, right? Or so I thought. It was around midnight maybe. I was woken by a small rhythmic sound. I squinted my eyes and saw someone beside the door facing the desk, their back towards the room. I thought it was Jessie. Jess, I murmured in a sleepy voice. The rhythm stopped and a chill ran down my spine. I closed my eyes and pretended to be sleeping. The sound started again. I looked at my best side table and I nearly wanted to cry. Salt. I had forgotten the salt. I tried hard to stay still and to not cry. I looked at the door. To my horror and despair, it was locked. I acted that I saw nothing unusual, that everything was fine, and I closed my eyes, trying to sleep through it. That's when I felt a tug on my blanket, a little girl speaking French. Est-il vous plaît, et des nous, je vous en supplie. I did not understand French. I should not understand French, but I could understand everything. I don't know how, I just did. She was saying, "Please, help us. I beg you." I stayed still, motionless, as if I were lifeless. I dared not to acknowledge it. I was chanting apologies and prayers in my head without a stop. Then I heard a louder, angrier male voice, saying, "Espèce de salope, comment oses-tu défier mes orders?" And it meant, "You bitch, how dare you defy my orders?" For a moment, my fear stopped and turned into raged hatred. I'm a history professor. I have read well about the patriarchal tortures. I have felt the pain of women deeply. I felt the little girl shudder and step back from my bed. My eyes were open now slightly, and I saw her run to a female figure I'd mistaken for Jessie first, saying, "Mammon," which meant mom. I watched the story unfold. I don't want to speak of all the things the ugly man with his ugly temper said. Then I saw him beat the lady with the iron rod on her head and she fell dead. I did not realize I had been sitting upright and crying all this time. I lost it. He was going to pierce the rod through the child. That's when I grabbed the water glass and threw it at him as hard as I could. Obviously, it did not hit him. It went right through him. But that attracted attention. The dead lady, the child, and the man all looked at me. The light came on by itself and started flickering badly. And suddenly, in the blink of an eye, something black gathered around my throat and strangled me. I tried to scream. I don't know if I did. Soon after, I lost consciousness. When I woke up, I saw Jessie crying rivers while holding me in the common room. Leslie and Amelia were crying too. There were people around us. I recognized the bellboys, receptionist, and the English teacher. I think there were people from the other suites too. "Why on earth did you lock the door, you dumbass?" Jess said to me while sobbing. "Yeah, potato, you scared the hell out of us," said Amelia while brushing away her tears. "Locked? I never locked my door, guys," I said. My head hurt, my throat hurt. I felt my tears running down my eyes. "Tell me everything that happened," I said to Jess. She was still sobbing, but she said anyways. "I was in my room scrolling on Peachy because I couldn't sleep. That's when I felt the light suddenly came in your room and was flickering. So I thought of knocking. And then I heard your soul-piercing cry. I think we all did. Your door was locked, so we had to break the lock. You were found on your bed, unconscious, your hands tied to the bed. The room was a mess, broken glass, cluttered things and all. I don't know. I'm sorry I should have listened to you die. I'm so sorry." I told them all that I had seen. It was 3:39 a.m. and we all packed up. Any hotel but this. The English teacher helped up find a good hotel to stay for the rest of our trip. I heard later from her that in the suite 786, in the year 1894, a lady with her child was murdered by her husband. The man had hit the lady's head with the rod and pierces the rod through the little girl's chest. We know the man will rot in hell for eternity for good. Anyways, you might have guessed it, the murder had occurred in my room. They had sealed the suite. However, when a wealthy popular influencer of Peachy as Jessie came here and money was involved, so the hotel manager opened the seal. The people there had claimed to have heart screaming, breaking of things, lights flickering, windows opening and closing, angry French voice of a male, crying of a little girl and many such things. I haven't went out much after the incident. Jessie didn't force me either. Actually, I don't know if I will even go out anymore. There's 10 more days left to our trip. I will be visiting some of the cafes and that's all. I tell you guys, if gut says no, be it a guy or a place, it is best to avoid it if you can. And if the locals warn you, trust THEM.